Hello everyone, Paul here. Today I'm going to be going over a strategy that I don't really see. Maybe a couple videos on YouTube about this, but I don't really see a lot of people with this particular strategy. And it's a moving average strategy. It's really simple, and yet it helps find a lot of those moments, whether you're doing crypto trading or stock market options trading. It helps find all those moments of where to get in and get out. Uh, for this strategy, I am probably going to be talking about it for a couple days. Uh, I have done this strategy for futures trading, and I'll probably be doing it for options trading as soon as the market opens on Tuesday. But from what I can look with the numbers and putting in this moving average exponential on TradingView, it brings in some pretty good results from what I can tell. I did this twice yesterday with the futures trade for Bitcoin, and I got some results there and there. So I made some results doing this particular strategy, and I'm going to look at the charts real quick on Bitcoin and see if there's any indication with this strategy to put a trade in right now while I'm making this video. And if there is a signal for it, I'll start the trade and see if I make any money while I'm making this video. But if the signal's not there, the signal's not there. But if it's there when I'm making this video, we'll have to see. But anyway, I want to kind of walk you guys through the whole process of using this strategy. All you really need is your moving average needs to be set to 5 with a bright color, and then you need another moving average to 8 with a bright color. So plug that in. I'll show you on my chart, and we'll get started. So anyway, if you guys look, yesterday doing this strategy, I took my gains and I moved them over to my fund account on BingX. So I made around, this was even after fees. I made about 14,000 Satoshi with this strategy. So let's just see. I want to see so let me just check real quick and I want to look at Bitcoin. We're going to look at both today. Let's look at Bitcoin, see if we can find if the pattern's there. It's almost there. I'll put the trade in anyway because it looks, let's see if it crosses. It's close to crossing. So I'm going to put in the trade. I'm going to do a short on Bitcoin here. Let's do a short on Bitcoin, doing a 50 times leverage. I'm going to short it right now, and we'll see what happens. And I'm going to hold on to this for a couple hours. So stay tuned to my community tab. I'll post if I've made profit or not on this. Time to teach you guys a strategy. First, the strategy is really simple. You want to have, I choose bright colors, and I have my moving averages set to 5 and 8. And now I use something called the 3SMMA. You can have it on one indicator. It doesn't clutter up the screen. So anyway, the strategy is so simple. And now I do not focus on the shorter time frames, because the shorter time frames you have to be glued to your seat and you won't make as much. I focus on longer time frames. I do it on the hour, and then I look for hour, and I look for day. I look for the signals on the day. And the strategy, my main strategy here, and the one I just put in here, you notice I'm on the hour on Bitcoin. That's because with these two EMAs, the two EMAs are about to cross. In about 35 minutes, they're about to cross. So it's about to cross down, which means it's probably going to be going down for the next couple hours. So that's as simple as this strategy is. So if we backtrack here a little bit, and if you just follow this from cross to cross, now you don't even necessarily have to have your candles turned on. It's actually easier to find them. It's easier to look at when you turn the candles off and you just look at the lines and see the moments when everything's crossing, cross to cross, and things like that. So we see right here that Bitcoin crossed right here. And we see it's about to end that cross right up here. That's when I just entered my trade for my short. So let's see. If we turn on the candles here, we see that the cross happened right here. So from this point on right here to about right here where it ended, I'm not sure. I think that's about 43,000 Satoshi, if I'm not mistaken. That's basically, if you want to base it on percentages, base it off percentages. But if we turn off the candles again, we see that it crosses right here, all the way down to there. So that is another moment. And keep in mind, these are hour candles. So from here, all the way down to here is profit. That is a 1 day, that is about a 4% profit. Now some of these will be small ones and some of them will be brief ones. Now you can see that it crossed right here. You see that it crossed right here, all the way down here to the bottom. And that is 16 hours, that is about 1.57%. So let's look at again. Now sometimes you got to turn the candles off because these EMAs are so tight together. Okay, so it crossed right here. So that's another entry point. Come in here, all the way here to the top. And that is about a little over 1%. So let's real quickly, let's check on my trade here. Still in negative, but and I found out with this strategy that I'm not in the negative as much because I'm finding more of those moments that are that go into the, you know, I'm finding all the right moments of getting in trades. So I'm pretty sure in the next couple hours this is going to go positive. But I'll keep you guys posted. But anyway, let's just look at the stock market. If you think this is powerful with doing futures, just wait until you do it for the stock market. Now, like with crypto, I focus on doing it on the hour. The longer the time frames, the better the results. But, you know, the longer the time frames, the longer you have to wait for the cross. So, you know, if you do it on you could do it on the 5 minute, but I'm here looking for, I'll buy longer contracts just to get bigger gains. It seems to work really well for doing this strategy on the hour. So let's just give a couple of examples of the last times it crossed. It's the same thing. See that on the SPY here, it crossed down. So right here we would have done a 418 put. And if you got in at that point, if you did a 418 or below, you come in here and you sell right here. This is a 1 day. It's a $7 difference in price, $7.53. So that's 7.53 times about 50. So that's $376 in a day. That's with one contract. If you had two contracts, you would have made close to $700. Let's see if this again. Turn off the candles because we want to see the cross. Sometimes it gets so close. It looks like it crossed here, but it didn't. It crossed right here. So that would be your entry point. Is because I know this works really well, I would actually buy my time to be a lot longer, just in case there's a long run. So anyway, it crossed right about here, and then it didn't really cross back again till way up here. This is about 3-4 days, so this is 906. 906. That's about 453 in about 4 days. 453 in 4 days. That is a full-time job right there for a lot of people. So what I do, and I do it on the hour because the hour brings in the most gains in my opinion. You could also switch this to a day. But, you know, keep in mind the longer you go out, the longer you're going to have to buy your contract. So I think the hour is a good time frame to do it. So we could just switch it for the day. And I'll show this on different time frames, but I like, real quickly, I'll do it on the day. Now, if you do it on the day, you're going to have to buy your contracts for a long time, because if you do it on the day, you're going to have to wait an extremely long amount of time for them to cross. So keep that in mind. You have to wait a lot longer, but when you do wait, and it crosses, the gains are going to be pretty good. So anyway, so it depends on you guys which time frame you want to do, but if it crosses right here on the day, and you rode this out till, let's say right here, this is 22 days. This is 22 days, and you got a $20 difference in price. That is $1,000 right there. That's $1,000 in 20 days. So anyway, I'm just showing you that this works for longer time frames. Let me just show you real quickly the 5-minute, and then I want to go back to doing it on the hour. You could do it on the 5-minute, but your gains won't be as much. You'll be in for those quick scalps. You know. Now what we can see here, we're on SPY. Let's look at the time they crossed. Let's see. Now you can find long moments and good moments. So we see the cross happening right here. Right about there. So the cross happened here. So if you rode this out all the way to about up here, you'd be looking at about $481. So that's close to $200. So it fluctuates, but me personally, I prefer doing it on the hour. You guys can do whatever time frame you want. Now keep in mind, the longer time frame, the more you potentially can make, because it's a longer time frame. I do the hour for those reasons. With the hour, I find that cross-to-cross moments, you might wait maybe 2 or 3 days minimum. But if you do it on the day, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer if you get out early. But let's just look at a couple more moments on the hour, because I like doing it on the hour here. Let's do three more times, and I think you guys get the general idea. Let's see, I want to try and find one that's not market open. Let's see. That one's not quite crossing. I think I already did this one. But you could turn off your candles, and you could see how effective this is. You'll know exactly when to come in and when to come out. You know exactly when to come in and exactly when to exit. And it's always, the time you enter and the time you exit is always at a different point, and it's usually at a point of gain. But there are some instances where this will not work, where it's just a quick bounce up and down, and that's the only moment when this strategy does not work. So you got to keep your eyes open for those moments of it going up and down, crossing up and down real quick and fast. And what I would do really before I even do this strategy is even before I do the strategy, I would look on the day, just to look on the day and see, look at the last candle on the day. Look at the last candle on the day and see what the overall pattern and path that it's going. If it's going up, then focus on, patterns of an uptrend. If it's going down, focus on patterns of going down. But that's how to avoid, those small little ups and downs. But let's see, 3 more. Let's just do 3 more here. Let me rewind this. Let me rewind this a bit. Now, if you remove the candles and you just look, if you just look at the lines, it's real easy to figure out. Let's do this moment right here. Shrink this down. Now remember, these are all hour candles in the stock market. So if we come in right here and we ride it out because they haven't crossed yet. This is 6 days. Let's make it smaller. I do 3 or 4 days. Let's just do 3 days. Here we go. Just 3 days. You don't even have to ride the whole thing out. You don't even have to ride the whole thing out, but you know, if you did, you know, if you sold at this point, you would have to wait longer for it to cross again, but that's only the only disadvantage. So it was from here to here. That is a $11 difference in price. That's over, see, 1160. 1160 times 50. That's $580 right there. That small little move is $580. Could the average person last with $580 for 3 days and just hold? You hold that $580 until it crosses again, which was, so you sold right here at this point, which was that was January 9th, and then it crossed again on January 18th. So that money would have had to last, what, a week before it crossed again. And in that week, when it crossed again, you just come in here and you ride it out till here. That is a $8 difference in price. That's $865 times 50. That's another $432. So on average, it looks like this is generating around $400, $500 a week with just one contract. If you had 2 contracts, you would be making $800 a week just by these 2 strategies here. Now, if you had 3 contracts, and you know you could scale up really quick using this strategy. Let's just do, I'm going to do 2 more times. You guys get the general idea here. I want to find a small one here for you guys. Just notice how the small one still will work. Let's do this one right here. This crosses right there. This is a small one. It's not a small one. This is not a small one. This is 4 hours and you made $7.29. 7.29 times 50. $364. Another $364. Let's try to find another one. Here's a big one. It crosses right about here. You write it out. Well, that's 5 days, but yeah, hell, I'll take 5 days. 6 days. Hold your contract for 6 days. 2043. Difference in price by 2043. That's over $1,000 right there. So you see how big this strategy actually is. And I don't know why nobody talks about it, but let's do one more time. So it crosses right here. We do a put for 403 around there, and we write it out to 403 put. Write it out to about here. This is a little over a day. 1169 difference in price. 1169 times about 50. That's $584. This is with one contract. This really helps find those moments of when it goes down and up. It's really powerful in my opinion. I am going to be talking about this strategy more in probably the next couple days, just to show you guys how it's doing. I really can't do anything with this strategy until the stock market opens up on Tuesday, so I might make some other videos until Tuesday, but just keep in mind that this strategy is what I'm using and it's really powerful. Right now I'm going to be using it for futures trading until the stock market opens. But let's check on my trade. Still down. But anyway, I'll update you guys on my community tab if I make any gains today. I got into, I did the Bitcoin. I got on Bitcoin. I did it on the hour. It's the same thing for the stock market. But the reason I did it on Bitcoin and I did a short is it looks like it's going to cross and start going down today. It looks like maybe in the next hour or so it's going to start going down. So I'll keep you guys posted on how well my trade's doing. I might hold it for a couple hours. But anyway, if you guys like this strategy, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in future videos.